Welcome to Red Wave Novel. Make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.
Bella's Pov. Last night, I spent an erotic night with a stranger in a bar. I'm not a random woman. I did this because I was too sad yesterday. The boyfriend who had been in love with me for 3 years dumped me and said that I was not gentle, considerate, or sexy. Then he turned around and married a rich girl. Although I act as if nothing happened in front of my friends, I'm really sad. To ease my mood, I went to the bar alone and got drunk. Accidentally, I ran into him. He is beyond attractive and incredibly sexy. As desire controlled my mind, I yanked his tie and kissed him. Then he took me to a hotel suite. And later on, I don't remember what happened. When I woke up, I heard the sound of running water. It was the sound of him taking a shower in the bathroom. I slowly sat up and looked around. It was a luxurious hotel suite. The morning sun shone on the messy sheets, underwear, clothes, and shoes scattered on the carpet. I looked down at the clear kiss marks on my bare body and wetness in between my thighs. All of this reminded me of his excellent bed skills. Oh, no, it was not the time to think about it. I've never had such experience sleeping with a stranger. At this moment, I don't know how to face all this. Maybe I should run away now before he finds me. I got up from the bed, put on my clothes, took my bag, and tiptoed to the door. But at this time, the bathroom door opened. A super handsome man came out of the bathroom. He had thick golden hair and a handsome face. Through his loose bathrobe, one could vaguely see his sexy and strong chest muscles. My heart beat faster uncontrollably. He is much better looking than my jerk ex-boyfriend. The image of he pleased me in bed last night appeared in my mind again. He hugged me, petted me, and kissed me. My cheeks suddenly became hot. I shook my head and forced myself to stop thinking about those scenes. In order to calm down as soon as possible, I fanned myself with my hands, but it was useless. Compared with my restlessness, he was very calm. When I looked at him, I could feel that he was looking at me from head to toe, as if he was looking at a product. I saw the corner of his mouth twitched and showed a disdainful expression. Why did he show such an expression to me? At this time, he suddenly walked to the bedside and reached out to grab his wallet. There was a thick stack of cash in his wallet, and I immediately realized what was his intention. Slept with me for one night and paid me, treating me like a call girl? It was too insulting. I decided to fight back. I immediately took out the only $150 from my bag and threw them on the bed sheet. I crossed my arms in front of my chest, pretending to be calm. I looked up at him and said in a picky tone, "Although you are very handsome, your physical strength is not good and your skills are poor, so you only worth these." I said that on purpose. After all, when facing a man who wanted to humiliate me, I didn't want to expose that I only had a little money now. "What did you say?" he questioned me angrily. I've already said those words, so I can't take them back. No matter how embarrassed I am at the moment, I still have to force myself to keep calm. In order to put on a more realistic act, I went up and patted him on the shoulder. In a very serious tone, I said, "I suggest you give me a discount first and accumulate experience. Once you've mastered this technique, you can definitely raise the price." With that, I turned around and left as fast as I could. While I was running away, I could faintly hear the man's roar. Darn it. I know. I pissed that man off. I didn't dare to stop. I ran faster. In terms of strength, I'm definitely no match for him. Fortunately, the man did not catch up. When I walked out of the hotel, I was still afraid. I stroked my beating heart. Fortunately, I ran fast enough. I won't have anything to do with that man in the future. I don't have to worry about him anymore. Thinking of this, I am more relaxed. After having some breakfast, I went to the company. Halfway through, I received a call from my mother Susan. "Oh, dear, today is your Uncle John's 60th birthday. We will hold a banquet at the Conrad Hotels. You must come." "No, Mom, I don't want to go." I knew that if I went to the banquet, I would definitely meet my father and the stepmother. Although I'm an adult, I still can't forgive my father for his adultery. Your Uncle John and Aunt Carter have always been very nice to you. They took the initiative to invite you this time. My mom tried to persuade me. I thought about it. When my father left my mother, I was less than 10 years old. At that time, without Uncle John and Aunt Carter, my life with my mother would only be more difficult. I thought for a moment and finally nodded. "Okay, I'll go." "Don't get into any more conflicts when you see your father," my mom said. "He won't cause me trouble, nor will I." With that, I hung up the phone. I arrived at the company in time, not late. I came to my desk and my colleague, Joey Farmiga, walked over to me. "Oh dear, aren't you out of love? Why can't I see your sadness at all?" Jo usually had a good relationship with me, so I knew that she didn't mean anything. "Last night, I spent $150 and got a call boy to comfort my wounded heart," I said with a smile. "Is it useful for such a cheap man?" Joey curled his lips. As soon as I heard this, I knew that Joey thought I was joking. We often make all kinds of jokes. Those who don't know must have rich experience in dealing with human nature. But in fact, our private lives are more conservative and not as open as we said. I even told Joey directly that I had slept with a call boy last night. She also thought that it was just a joke. It couldn't be true. I didn't explain, just smiled. "Oh, forget to tell you big news. Our company has a new boss," Joey suddenly said. My mood was very calm, like a lake without any ripples. I said, "I'm just an assistant. It doesn't matter to me who is the boss. I've heard that the new CEO is the heir to the Wharton Group. His father is a senior official of the government, and his mother is the chairman of the headquarters. This boss is handsome and young. Right now, all the women in the company want to take a look at this legendary boss." Joey was getting more and more excited as she spoke. "Well, we can't afford this type." I was still very calm. I had no fantasy about this kind of man who had no possibility of development. At this time, my superior, Gary Ackerman, came over and said to me very seriously, "The new boss is about to take office. All the staff above the department manager level and above will go to the conference room for a meeting." I quickly took my notebook and pen and followed behind him. Joey blinked at me. I knew she wanted me to take a picture of the big boss. When I walked into the meeting room, I saw that the room was full of people. I was just an assistant, so I could only sit in a corner. In fact, I was not curious about the big boss at all. At this time, the beautiful face of this morning appeared in my mind. I thought of the ugly expression on his face when he received $150. I couldn't help covering my mouth and laughing. I admit that I've gone too far. But he looked at me with contempt. Moreover, he took out his wallet and wanted to send me away as a call girl. I only used the same method to fight back. Just then, a burst of applause sounded, and my thoughts returned to reality. A handsome man in a black suit walked into the meeting room, surrounded by people. Staring at that handsome face for dozens of seconds, I was shocked that I couldn't close my mouth. "Why? Is he here? Something's wrong with my eyes?" Thinking of this, I immediately rubbed my eyes with my hands. Hell, I'm sure the guy standing right there is the man who had an erotic night with me. Last night, I spent $150 to sleep with my new boss. My God, is it still not too late to run away? I recalled what I said to the boss. I said that his skills were not good enough and I want him to sell at a lower price. Oh my God, why should I say that? If he recognized me, would he fire me? No, I can't be fired. My mother and sister still need my help. Calm down. I had to calm down. I took a few deep breaths and tried to keep calm, but my legs were still trembling. I glanced at the man sitting at the forefront and made sure that he didn't look in my direction. Then I felt a little relieved. I lowered my head and covered half of my face with my long hair. Right now, all I could hope for was that the CEO of the firm, Herbert Wharton, had never paid attention to me. There were many people in the conference room, so he probably didn't notice me. Every minute and every second was torture for me. The meeting gradually came to an end, and the situation seemed to be better than I had imagined. It seemed that Herbert did not notice me. It was finally time to end my memory. I sneaked out of the conference room in the crowd. The first thing I did when I returned to the office was to catch Joey and tell him what had happened. Joey looked at me in shock. "You're so lucky to sleep with the boss." "Stop joking. I'm very worried that he will take revenge on me and fire me. I still have my mother and sister to take care of. I can't lose my job." I was very crazy. I regretted it again. Why did I go to that bar to drink? Why did I have a one-night stand with him? Why did I give him $150? And why did I satirize him for his poor skills? This situation was too bad. Joey shrugged. "Don't worry too much. Maybe he didn't notice you at all." Before he could finish his words, the manager's voice rang out. "Bella, Mr. Wharton wants you to go to his office." Oh, I'm so screwed. I walked into the boss' office in a nervous and uneasy mood. When I saw the familiar man, my breathing became rapid. The last time we met, he was still in the hotel, wearing a bathrobe. Now that he's wearing a suit, he's my boss. Life was always full of surprises. Since I entered the office, he had been looking through the documents as if he hadn't noticed my arrival at all. I looked at his thick hair, took a deep breath, and said in a flattering tone, "Mr. Wharton, what can I do for you?" Raised his head, and I quickly showed a standard smile. I didn't dare to offend the big boss. Herbert was looking me up and down. His eyes were very unfriendly, as if he was disdainful or contemptuous. In short, it made me nervous. I don't like his eyes, which were as disdainful as looking at a humble and weak ant. But I still have to work in his company, so I can only endure for the time being. Finally, he put down the pen in his hand and leaned back on the wide leather seat. He said coldly, "I didn't expect our female employee to be so open." His cold tone, as well as his provocative words, made me couldn't help but reply, "It seems that your private life is also very rich." I thought to myself, we're almost the same. If I'm a dissolute woman, then you're also a playboy. Herbert gritted his teeth and narrowed his eyes. Oh no, I seem to have angered my boss again.